Hey YouTube, what is going on? And it's Jack Star back with another video, and today we are top 72 in the world with Pekka Bird spam, but I put in ebarbs for Battle Ram. I'm not going to give this intro too much time. I was super tilted, and I wanted to abuse a broken card instead of the Battle Ram, and I put them in, and over the last 2 days, I've pushed up like 450 trophies from top 1500 to 72nd. So, take that how you will. However, the Battle Ram version will probably be better for those of you players who are looking to consistently improve. This is just me trying to recover from a tilt, and once I recovered, I just kept going with it. So we have some great replays today against this clan. This video was made possible by this clan right here. I faced I Am Insane, Amir, and Mandana Forever, all within 3 games, except for a draw in the middle of them. So yeah, we really need to give a big shout out to them. And we can go ahead and hop straight into the first replay. There'll actually be one more replay after that, but still, this clan helped me out a lot today. So we have a replay here against Amir, and I've played this guy multiple times on ladder, so I knew what he was running. Bowler, Graveyard, Skarmy, Freeze. A very easy matchup. This should be a free win with Battle Ram or without it. You really just can't lose as long as you don't play into their bowler. The only way you can lose is if you play into the bowler, giving them a Knight, Mega Minion, Graveyard, Bowler counter push. As long as you play around the bowler, you should be fine. So his cycle is super weird there, and so he has to eat 1,000 damage from the Bandit, which is obviously very, very good for us. We cycle the Ghost just to keep it out of the way of the Ewiz, to not give his Knight too much value, and then he plays his Bowler. I immediately ebarbs here because I know he has Skarmy as his only defense. Look at his hand. Skarmy is his only defense, so as long as I zap quickly, then the ebarbs are going to get on tower. So the ebarb does get on tower, and then I go in with a bandit here. He goes with a nice Mega Minion, but he doesn't have enough elixir to counter the bandit with a knight, so you get his tower down to 612 HP. An amazing start already. This game is pretty much locked away after that good sequence for us. So we just march her in the middle. I'm fine taking bowler damage. It's literally insignificant compared to what we got, or what we will take as long as we don't screw around with the bowler. Because every time he graveyards, I can just Magic Archer in the back, and then E was up front on the graveyard after he freezes, and then I'll give me some counter push, or I can just poison it, which is super safe and makes the freeze ineffective. So we just go with our Ghost. Poison takes out everything for only a couple hundred damage. Again, really doesn't matter if I take that or not. So here I just hover my Zap, knowing that he's either going to counter the Ghost with a Bowler or Skarmy. He does with the Skarmy, and we get a Ghost hit. Poison Zap does 334, Poison doing 264. So now I know I'm in range of Poison Zap, and that means effectively as soon as I defend a graveyard in overtime, or as we're getting close to overtime, I'm good to go. So here I just punish with ebarbs opposite lane. I don't really have a great thing to play into the bowler's lane, and I don't want to play and I just want to punish him and get his cycle mixed up, because you saw how his cycle was. He had no ground counters. He had to play Mega Minion to cycle to it, giving me an even trade and time for everything to cross the bridge. So he goes ahead and freezes my Marcher, which really didn't result in much. He gets no damage outside of whatever RNG graveyard chip he got, and then he's forced to let the Ghost go. I quickly zap as well. I zapped so that the Ghost would take the tower, because taking the tower is my most pressing concern. If I can take it right now with the elixir I have on the map that's already gotten value, that'd be amazing. So now he's got a Bowler and Mega Minion coming down, but everything's super low HP. My Marcher's just putting in absolute work. Then Marcher not only going to do that, but it's going to lock onto the Ghost, or the Knight and the Mega Minion at the exact same time, kill them both with the Pierce. I Bandit. I'm just kind of chilling here. He goes with a nice freeze. That would have been a really good play if he hadn't already lost his tower, but he does. And we peck at the pocket for fun. This game is over. And yeah, really, really just easy win against an easy matchup there. Just making sure that we weren't giving his bowler too much value, and after that, everything was fine. So the next game here is probably against the toughest matchup I will feature. Golem with E-Drag, Baby Drag, Mega Minion, Bomber, and ebarbs. This is a really terrible matchup for Battle Ram. I would say this is somewhere approaching 80-20 in the favor of the Golem player. If you're playing Battle Ram with ebarbs, I'm not sure, but we ended up winning this game pretty easily because he made a few mistakes. So I wasn't sure what he was playing here, so I was content to just wait a little bit and see if he would make the first play, which, knowing this clan is normally full of Golem players, plus the occasional guy like the first guy we showed. So he goes in with a Baby Dragon, and I just Ewiz it. So that pretty much confirmed that it was Golem for me, because I was like, okay, I mean, it's probably Golem, because the previous guy I had faced from the same clan was playing Golem. His name is Mandana. He's probably the best Golem player out of that clan. So that's just why I get that like, I don't know, because some clans just are like that. I'm trying to think. My clan is a P.E.K.K.A clan. If you face somebody from my clan, they're likely to be playing P.E.K.K.A. So I just ebarbs with this ghost to prevent a king tower activation, and then I go super aggressive thinking he would ebarbs. He doesn't, and we get a ton of damage on his tower. But now I kind of have a weird counter push, and here I hesitated for far too long. I was trying to find the placement to put my magic archer to activate king, so I just put it outside anyway. He goes in with some ebarbs, which weren't that great considering I had the marcher up, but the bomber gets a bunch of damage as well as the E-Drag, and then I have to go with the late Ewas, and the Ewas dies. So here I just pressure with the ghost at 0. This was a bad ghost. There was really no point in me doing it because he had a perfect counter in hand, and it just wouldn't have got... If he had NATO in cycle, which I thought he did right after I played it, like it was an impulse ghost, then he would have gotten a free king tower activation, which would have basically ended the game much faster. So I just go in with some ebarbs here, and then I zap this Mega Minion as it crosses the bridge. We kill the bomber, which is pretty nice, but I also don't want the Mega Minion getting a hit. I need to be damaged. Oh, I actually don't zap it. I forget I went with the bandit opposite lane. So he just golems, or he bleeds a little bit, and then he NATOs it towards his tower. That's fine by me, and then he golems. That bleeding allowed me to catch up in elixir because I was down some there after that bandit. So really good for me. And then I just go with a high ghost here in a second. You see I have it selected. And we're just going to try and do our best to defend this. So I go with the high ghost. I was considering ebarbsing the other lane, but then I was like, nah, I shouldn't do that. I march in the middle, and we actually predict his E-Drag. That was some really slow reaction time. Since the E-Drag is now going to die to the poison, I go in with the poison on top, and then we have the Marcher killing everything, and then we also have the E-Barbs there. I zap the Mega Minion in the tower to make sure that we take the tower out right there. I don't want to have to poison that later. And our tower's at 300 HP, but he doesn't have a big spell. Oops. That's my soccer team group chat on Snapchat. So we get the ghost on top of the tower, and then we also get the bandit on top of the tower, and I was getting ready to march her right in the pocket to get an alignment on the baby dragon. That game would have been over no matter what, even if he had a lightning. But we were just able to kind of go slightly opposite lane while also getting his E-Drag. If that E-Drag had been played in the pocket next to the wall behind his golem and my marcher hadn't been able to kill it, we probably would have lost our tower there easily. But since the E-Drag decided to go in the middle, or he decided to place the E-Drag in the middle, we were able to kill it and walk away with the win. And so I faced so much golem in a row. I faced so much golem. So we're going to scroll down and play. We're going to show this one more game against normal golem variant here. And then we'll go down and show the replay against 2.6. And that replay made me happy. You guys will see why it makes me happy. So make sure to stay tuned. Also, drop a like on the video if you enjoy it. It's a late time to plug it, but it does help me out a lot if you like the video, and comment as well as subscribing if you don't mind subscribing. Everything's good, but if you enjoy the content, it means a lot. And I will try and keep pumping it out. Pumping is the wrong word. I'll try and keep putting it out occasionally. But yeah, so we just cycle our bandit towards the bomber after bleeding a bit, just so that it is a little bit higher. I'm fine bleeding like elixir just to get it a little bit higher on my map. Then I go with Ewas, and so here I play my ebarbs. I was trying to lightning block him here, and we ended up getting the lightning block anyway just a little bit later, which is good for me. And then we go in, he goes in with the bomber, and I zap it so that my marcher locks back onto the Night Witch, getting us an insane amount of tower damage, as well as mostly eradicating the Night Witch. So I just go with a bandit at the bridge here to distract the bats, and if he let it go, it would have gotten a hit on tower. I can afford to go down to maybe 3 elixir and still be able to defend pretty easily in this matchup, and I was able to recognize that fact, but unfortunately we have the ghost, and we don't have anything to support the ghost, so we're just going to give up a king tower activation. However, we did get over 1300 damage on the tower, which is fine. And I don't understand how that ghost woke up without hitting the tower to get activated. That's an interaction that doesn't make much sense to me, but it is what it is. So he goes with a golem opposite lane, probably so that if I defend, my counter push isn't going to be going towards his weak side tower. But anyways, I want that tower on the right dead, so our counter push is going to be going there anyway. So he goes with a Night Witch directly behind the golem, and I didn't want to ebarbs here because I would be bleeding a lot of elixir waiting for the golem to push the P.E.K.K.A back far enough for my ebarbs to go and kill the Night Witch. So we just march her in the middle. I know he's going to lightning it or do something to kill it, but we also kill his Night Witch in the poison, and then our P.E.K.K.A is going to be able to take out the golem. So you can see we have a 3/4 HP P.E.K.K.A and a 2 elixir advantage on top of that. So 3/4 HP P.E.K.K.A translates to like 5 elixir worth of a P.E.K.K.A. So we had 5 elixir versus with a P.E.K.K.A plus extra 2 that we were up. So that's a 7 elixir lead, and that's really good for us looking or against Golem matchups. So he goes with a bomber. I'm content to just be passive here. I don't want to play into a bomber, even though its damage has been reduced. With the tornado and another splash unit, it's a really deadly card. So I go in with the ebarbs now that the ghost is going to kill the bomber. Since he night witched, he's not going to be able to protect the bomber. And then I just poisoned the night witch. I thought his baby dragon was actually going to come over and be a part of the poison party, but it did not. So we end up we just poisoned the night witch, which in this matchup is not going to cost me a whole lot. Then our ghost is going to get on tower for 3 hits, I think. Yeah, it looks like 3 hits, bringing his tower down to 912 HP. I didn't want to marcher the bridge because his bomber would be there to clean it up, and then another troop would be played on top of the magic archer, resulting in a massive counter push, and like this counter push, but I'd be down an extra 4 elixir, and that would have cost me the game for sure. So he goes with a lightning, and the bandit's going to mainly die to this bomber, but we go with Ghost Ewiz here, and bandit actually lives a little bit. And then I just go with a quick zap on top of the bats. Ghost is still alive, and he has to sacrifice the bomber. So here I go with a bandit at the bridge, knowing his cycle's really weird. His cheapest ground answer is 8 elixir. He cannot take the dash. So he goes in with the golem, and then I magic archer the bridge here. This time he has no troops supporting it, so any counter push he plays is going to be weaker. And I don't know why he didn't NATO out of the way immediately, but 264 is poison range. We got enough damage, and you have to be really careful with that. We needed to make sure we got enough damage, and in that situation I was pretty confident that even if I didn't get enough damage, I could defend. But we did get the damage, poison zap just to finish it off quicker, and we get a very nice win against the Golem. So now we're going to go into the final replay of the game, going down here against this guy playing 2.6 Kazakh style. I don't know how to say that. But he's playing 2.6, obviously. You can see that in the replay in this deck. He goes with a P.E.K.K.A, or he goes with Hog Skeletons. I go with P.E.K.K.A Zat. That's 9 elixir on 5, which isn't a great trade to start off the game. But he's still going to have to defend the P.E.K.K.A, so I'm not too opposed to making that trade. Now, I don't poison this Musk here, and that's important in a 2.6 matchup, because if I poison the Musk, he's look, he plays an Ice Spirit Hog Rider, he's back, and I have very little elixir. I have 4 less, elixir than I have right now. So you don't want to poison the Musketeer, you just want to play like a low ghost on him, because this ghost will help deny the lane. If he goes with a Hog Rider, you can easily Ewiz on top and prevent all hits, and the ghost provides some counter push value, which is why I Marcher here, just to get the skeletons off. Unfortunately, our ghost does not get a singular hit, which is really unfortunate, but then we go in for ebarbs on top of the Hog Rider, and this is why this replay makes me happy. I now have 3 different combinations, 4, however many you want to call Ewiz combos. But I can P.E.K.K.A Hog Rider, I can ebarbs a Hog Rider, and I can Ewiz Bandit / Ewiz Ghost a Hog Rider for no damage on my tower, which means it's going to be really hard for him to mess up my cycle. He's not going to catch me with no answers. However, the only way he can break through is if he catches me with too little elixir. So since I didn't have 7 elixir, you have to have at least 7 elixir immediately. If you're still generating that last half an elixir like I was right there, you can't P.E.K.K.A Hog Rider for no hits. But if you Ewiz the Hog Rider and then Ghost late, you can deny all hits, which is what I did there. I noticed I still had to generate like that much elixir right there. You see how much my P.E.K.K.A had left. I had to generate that much elixir to defend the Hog Rider with the P.E.K.K.A, and that's not going to work. But I had my Ewiz, and I could just Ghost in that time and still deny all hits. So he goes in with an Ice Golem, and now we're not making another play, we're not supporting this, we're playing super passive, because now he goes in for a Hog Rider, boom, I have 7 elixir, our P.E.K.K.A is there to counter it for no hits, and that is what I mean, you have to keep that much elixir in your hand at all times in single. And double, now we can get a little more aggressive, we're going to go ahead and poison this Musketeer immediately, limiting his counter push, because in double it's just much easier to generate that 7 elixir. We zap his skeletons too, to keep my cycle moving, and then I cycle my Ghost towards the strong side, and P.E.K.K.A gets a hit here, which is really clutch. He decides to go all in, and then I thought he was going to fireball, so we Ewiz off to the side, and we actually managed to prevent the Ewiz from getting hit. I now go with a Bandit with the Ghost, because we already have Ewiz counter push. I tried to pre-zap the cannon and the skeletons, but we don't unfortunately get anything. Ebarb on tower, skeleton's doing a nice job for him. I don't poison here, because if he Hog Riders immediately, we're going to be way too low, we're going to take a lot of damage. So we do have a nice damage lead, but that really doesn't matter. He's going to be able to get it back pretty quickly. So I P.E.K.K.A the back now that I have the Ghost denying the lane. Always in the corner in case they Hog Rider so that it walks up faster. Then we just go with ebarbs. That is a 6-for-6 trade, plus I already have the counter push. And now, this is why I think 2.6 is stupid. Look at my elixir right now. I have 13 full elixir on the map. Considering the ghost, you could count that as 3, not really, though the skeletons are killing that. I have 4 elixir in my hand, 13 on the map, 17 elixir. He has 4, that's dead. He has 1 on the map, skeletons, and 7 in his hand, 8. I'm up 9 elixir, no, 11, 9 elixir. Sorry, I can't math. I'm up 9 elixir here, and then let's watch this. Let's watch how this defense plays out. I just go with a magic archer to snipe this cannon. Ice Spirit's there. He gets a nice fireball off, giving him a huge positive trade, and then he goes to Ice Golem Cannon. I meant to say well played here, but I say good game. He probably thought that was a little bit of BM. We deny all hits. I got no damage out of that. Not only no damage, everything was defended for a massively positive trade. So he's now back in the elixir conversation. 9 elixir lead, completely evaporated. And here he does it again. Let's go. So now, this is a much easier way to think about it. We go like this. 13 elixir on the board, 5 in my hand. 18 on the map. Or 18 for me. 0 elixir on the board, 8 in his hand, 10 elixir lead. That is what's happening here again. We go with a ghost with the ebarbs to try and counter any musketeer or skeletons. Magic archer off to the side, prevent fireball value on all my ebarbs and my thing, or and my, not my thing, my musketeer, or my magic archer. And here I just ignore the Hog Rider. I have to ignore this Hog Rider. If I just spin to counter it, I'm not going to have any elixir to break through. We zap to reset his tower, and look at that. If I hadn't taken his tower there, his Hog Rider would have taken it as well. So we ended up getting the win by just smartly realizing that if I ignored that Hog Rider, I had a chance. If I didn't, my push would have been over. I would have had to have commit back, and I couldn't have built up another push because he was going to get damage. So we walk away with the win. Kind of a BS deck, 2.6s in this matchup, just kind of like highlighting why I dislike it. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what kind of content you want to see. I'm going to be doing Jax vs. Subs re-recording because I lost the last one. If you were in the previous Jax vs. Subs, please reach out to me in the comments, and I will try and get you into the clan first. I will, if all 4 people, I know 2 of them, I can message them right now. If all 4 people who were in Jax vs. Subs 2 originally reach out, I will include 2 extra spots, and I'll do 6 games for the Subs video. If the 2 that I can't contact right now don't reach out, I will have 2 open spots for you guys, or maybe 3, we'll see. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I will see you in the next video.